The Olympics is the coolest story in the world because it was so unbelievably long shot-ish, right? Who knows how to get to the Olympics? Put your hands up if you know how to get your stuff into the Olympics. I mean, who knows how to do that, right? We were trying to figure out how to do this, and the concept was, why don't we just ask South Africa? Ask for help. As entrepreneurs and as business owners, we profess this. We say to each other, ask for help. Just say, I need help. So I looked into the camera and it was filmed, and I said, South Africa, do me a favor. Our dream is to get our shoes on the Olympians. You might not know this, but this is how the whole thing started. If you know anybody at the Olympics that can help us, please send us some advice. And my phone rings the next day. It's absolutely true to God's story. And it's Ravi Govender, and he's the CEO of SASCOC. And he goes, hi, Nick. I hear that you're looking for me. And what's cool about this story is that, so they identified that we were a small business, and he asked me what we wanted to do, and I told him the whole story, and he goes, this could be the start of the Olympics story supporting small businesses in South Africa. And I was over the moon, and he said, okay, cool, what can you do? And I said, I can sponsor the Olympic team with shoes. So that's what we had. We had no cash, we had just shoes. And we were strong that we wanted to sponsor the able-bodied and the disabled-bodied athletes. So we then commit to the shoes, right? Like a bunch of shoes. And this is now going ahead. And about 4 months, then the Olympics gets delayed. We were super excited, but we're still kind of, will this happen? Because the Olympics was about to be cancelled. And then we wake up to the news that Mr. Price, the retail group, had bought the headline sponsorship for the South African Olympic team. And this news was a hammer blow because you couldn't reasonably expect for them not to dress the Olympians, okay? And I phoned Ravi, and he said, just leave it with me. And in South Africa, for very good reason, we are critical of a lot of our governmental institutions. But I'll tell you, SASCOC did an amazing thing. They fought for our business in the face of a very large sponsored retailer. And they were strong that if they were going to do the deal with Mr. Price, that the deal that they'd made with us had to be upheld, and that Mr. Price would have to work with us so that our shoes could be on the athletes. And another great piece of the story is Mr. Price, big retailer with buy rights, should never have entertained it, agreed that it was the right thing to do. And so you had this wonderful story about government and big business working together and giving us the opportunity to put the shoes on the athletes. And then they got some young designers. And then I was hoping to go to Japan, but of course that was physically impossible with COVID. But I promise you, just watching it, we got our team together in our offices. And I mean, it makes me emotional speaking about it now. And we had 2 televisions up, and we still didn't believe that they would do it. I just couldn't believe that it was going to happen. And we were just all sitting there, and Ross and I just burst into tears. Out came Chad Leclerc with the flag, and bang, there they were. Yellow sole, green sole, blue sole, and we were just like, doesn't that feel like it should have been in Rio? And that was the full story coming to a completion. And For the first time, I think in South Africa's lovely history, our champions walked out feeling like South Africans. And that made us very proud.